this video, I'm taking you guys along with me on my latest meal prep that I did for simple back to school, grab and go, make ahead breakfast. All three recipes are a super hit in my house, so this time I documented them and decided to post it on my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Mohini and I have two kids, one kindergartner, the eldest one, and younger one is 7 months old. Kids can be picky, but all these three recipes are a big super hit with my kids, so I'm sure you're gonna love these as well. We will be preparing these light, fluffy and delicious steamed egg bites. Ingredients: you will need 10 eggs, salt, black pepper, cottage cheese, yogurt, and some shredded mozzarella cheese and a blender. Starting, set your oven to preheating for 300 Fahrenheit and put a Pyrex dish full of water. You can literally put any oven safe dish, fill it with water, keep it in the oven and let the oven preheat. Start cracking our eggs one by one straight into the blender. Yes, my blender is very sad. It is very old. It's actually an Indian style blender to make dosa batters. I'm yet to buy a new blender, but I'm just sitting on it for to go bad. So once it goes bad, I want to buy another one. It's still running perfectly fine and it gets the job done. So we'll start by cracking 10 eggs into the blender. So guys, if I was fast in the starting about mentioning the ingredients, I will be mentioning all the ingredients in the description box below of this video along with the correct measurements, so you can consult that as well. Next, we'll add some shredded cottage cheese, which I already had sitting in my refrigerator. You can also use that yogurt cottage cheese which we get in our American markets. You can add that as well. I'm adding 2 heaping tablespoons of cottage cheese. Next, I'll start by adding 3 tablespoons of whole milk yogurt. Whole milk yogurt will really give that richness into the flavor, but again you can go ahead and add regular Greek yogurt as well. Then a handful of shredded mozzarella and cheddar cheese mix, salt to taste, and followed by some black pepper. Seriously guys, it's that easy. Just put everything straight into the blender and you have to blend it. It is really easy and it hardly takes 10 minutes of your time to put those ingredients together. So here I am motivating you guys to get up and pull all those ingredients together on your countertop and start doing this meal prep. These are very simple ingredients which we can find very easily in everybody's home these days. Blend it for good 30 to 40 seconds. The idea is to get as much air in there in the eggs as possible. Whisking it with eggs, yes, it gets the air in there, but the kind of fluffiness a blender can put together for this particular dish is amazing. So I would suggest go ahead with the blender, but if you do not have it, you can also use an immersion blender, a hand blender, a hand mixer, or you can use your hand as well. Anything works, anything just that gets these items blended together. You can see those air bubbles coming up on the top of this batter, which means the batter is ready and it is fluffing up with all the air inside. This is how the batter should look like. The bubbles should start coming at the top of the surface. Now we will take 2 muffin pans. I have 2 muffin pans of 6 each. So I'll be spraying them with some avocado oil spray over the sink so that there is less mess anywhere else, and start filling up these tins with the batter. Also, you can fill the batter to the top. Fill it as much as you can. These will not overflow or ooze out. They will be like steamed cakes, so you can fill up the batter as much as you want. A steamed bath must have been ready. Guys, this is a very quick hack. Prepare this steam bath to prepare your regular idlis as well. If somebody does not have an idli cooker at home, they can use these muffin tins. Pour the idli batter in these muffin tins and put them in the water bath in the oven, and your idlis will be ready. You can go ahead and add some veggies of your choice as well. I only had spinach, that is why I'm adding them. Last time I added some mushrooms and they were delicious, but this time I do not have any mushrooms, so I am adding some spinach. I'm only adding in one batch just to be on the safe side with my son. He changes his mind at very last minutes and sometimes he refuses to eat, so I'm preparing one plain batch and one veggie batch just for him. But you can go ahead and add any veggie, literally anything of your choice. Personal recommendation is mushrooms. This particular dish tastes amazing with mushrooms. Bake them at 300 Fahrenheit in water bath for 30 minutes. The water is bubbling inside. We'll put these in. Guys, you can even use this water bath to prepare your idlis, as I was saying before. You can even pour idli batter in the muffin tins and put them in the water bath. Now I went out for a walk with my daughter in those 30 minutes, for which these particular egg bites were steaming, and behind my back I think my husband and my son tried to pull them out, and they tried to pull them out before letting it cool completely, so they have all stuck to the bottom of the pan. But it's fine, it's actually flattering for me because they are so eager to eat it, because they are really good. They are so good that they were literally circling around the kitchen when I was doing the preparation of these. So these are highly recommended. They are quick grab and go snack, grab and go breakfast. They are very good for kids lunches. My son loves these and eats them without any tantrums, and it is protein packed, veggie packed, nutrient packed. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in my meal prep container for the week. I just literally pull them out and eat it for breakfast or a quick snack while I'm taking care of my kids. It is very stress free for me. It's delicious, it's healthy, and it's an all round win. So guys, do try this recipe at home, and I will mention the whole procedure and some helpful links in the description box as well. Freeze very good, and if you're keeping them in the refrigerator of your freezing, and if you want to reheat them, you can just reheat them in the oven for 30 to 45 seconds and they're good to eat. Here we will prepare a very simple French toast. Trust me, I put together 15 to 20 loaves of this French bread in under 10 minutes. All you need is 3 eggs, some almond milk. You can use any milk of your choice. I just had some almond milk sitting in my refrigerator, so I'm using an almond milk, but you can use a regular milk. Some brown sugar, some cinnamon, some vanilla essence, and some bread. Use white bread because that will taste the best. Start with cracking eggs in a white pan. If you do not have a white pan, you can even use a mixing bowl. I'm using it because I need to soak the breads, but a mixing bowl will do just fine. You only have to take care that you're not mixing the bread for too long. Now I added a 1 cup milk of almond milk and I am mixing it. You can just mix it roughly, just make sure there are no egg lumps and everything comes together. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. I am eyeballing it because I've made it a lot of time. Some vanilla essence, half a teaspoon, and just mix it with a fork. Make sure that all the cinnamon and vanilla essence is spread throughout. The reason I'm using this white circumference dish is so that I can soak the bread. You do not have to soak the bread for very long, just have to dip it, drain it, and put it on the pan, so it is easier to soak a lot of breads at one time. Adding some white sugar, 2 tablespoons will be enough. With the cinnamon, the brown sugar really gives out the flavor. It tastes very good, the cinnamon and brown sugar flavor. If you add a little bit of brown sugar, the taste will come out because it complements the brown sugar, and when they both combine, the resulting flavor is very, very good. Now I will heat up some pan. I'm checking if the pan is hot enough, and I will sharpen my tools, get my tools ready. Better camera adjustment. So now I will grease the pan with some oil. You can use any oil. I am using olive oil. And now put some butter. Butter is very, very important, because when butter combines with white bread, the flavor is very good. So make sure that you are using a generous amount of butter. Every time you take out a batch, you're greasing the pan with some oil and definitely with some butter. I'm soaking some bread. Do not soak the bread for too long. I was in on a clock over here, so in the upcoming video 1 or 2 times I over soaked the bread and they broke. So do not over soak the bread. Take out the bread, drain it and put it on the pan and let the bread sit over there. Also, do not move the bread too much. Let it sit over there. The sizzling sound when it is about to die around the edges of the bread, then you will know that the bread is ready to flip. Here is what the mistake I did. I soaked them and I forgot about it. And do not do that mistake. I was on a clock. I was in a hurry because I had just done one meal prep and I had to do another one after this before I had to attend to my kids. So when we are in the kitchen with small kids, we are on a clock. So do not do that mistake. I will show you here what will happen if you overcook the bread and what will happen if you move the bread before it is fully cooked. The batter will stick in the pan. So make sure that you are letting the bread sit in the pan for long enough and it should come off easily. Then only move the bread. This one is done, and we will put the next batch in. First bread went just fine, but the other two broke on me. They cooked pretty good, but again, if you go into the aesthetics of it, it does not look good. Do not over soak it. It will break on you and it will not come out good. It will be difficulty storing it later. Thankfully, we had the ones which were not very easy to store as a snack in the dinner and which would easily go in the freezer. I put them in the freezer. So do not over soak it. I'm almost done over here. I filmed the parts which are very, very useful, like how you should be soaking the bread and how you should be putting it in the pan. Do not over soak it and do not move the bread from the pan unless it is thoroughly cooked from one side, because again it will break on you. Bread is very, very fragile. When it comes into a wet batter like this, it becomes weak. So let it cook thoroughly. It should come off the pan very easily, then only move it. Otherwise, let it cook over there. This recipe is so good that my son asked for it again and again, and I think I prepared 20 to 25 loaves and almost all of them were gone in 3 days because my son kept on asking about it. There is not much sugar. There are eggs, there are milk, there is cinnamon, there is vanilla essence. Everything is healthy about this recipe. There is very, very less amounts of sugar. So do give this recipe a try. Trust me, your kids will not ask for the store-bought treats, and you can control the amount of sugar you are giving them. This recipe was an absolute hit, and from next time I probably will be buying 2 loaves of bread so that I can freeze even more, so that they can last me at least a week. My son was eating them in between his school breaks and he named it as cake breads because they were sweet and they were bread. They were absolutely decadent. They were delicious. I love them. The cinnamon and the brown sugar combination on white bread and butter, it was seriously amazing. This has become our new favorite snack. It goes well with tea, it goes well with breakfast, anything. This meal prep is about banana pancakes. All the basic ingredients which are needed to make banana pancakes are on the countertop. I will be adding some extra ingredients, but they are just optional. But these are the main ingredients needed in making banana pancakes. bananas, eggs, oat flour, and cinnamon. That's all you need. Blueberries are completely optional. So for one banana, you need two eggs and half a cup of oats flour. Here I have six bananas. So I will be using 12 eggs and 3 cups of oats flour. Blueberries are for me, Amit, my husband, and my daughter. My son does not like blueberry pancakes, so I will be preparing one batch of plain pancakes. You can say 25% will be plain pancakes and 75% are gonna be blueberry pancakes, and also some cinnamon. Cinnamon is very important. It actually brings out the real flavor of the banana pancakes. You will notice that these banana there is no sugar on the counter. You do not need sugar for these pancakes because the sweetness of bananas will make these pancakes sweet enough. All the ingredients over here are at room temperature. I put the eggs out of the refrigerator for 3 to 4 hours. Also, I am going to be microwaving these blueberries because, and I'm going to be crushing them with a fork so that when I'm mixing it in the batter, it is mixed thoroughly. And I always feel that blueberry pancakes taste better for us when they are microwaved and crushed nicely and their flavor is infused throughout the pancakes. Here I will start the prep by peeling the bananas and breaking them into two and putting them in the bowl one by one. All the ingredients over here are at room temperature. This is a very important step. If you have to pull something out of the refrigerator, make sure that you let it sit on the counter for enough time so that it comes to the room temperature. Eggs over here are at room temperature. I pulled them out of the refrigerator around 2 hours back and I just checked them and they are completely at room temperature. So one simple tip over here, if you're gonna try this recipe, make sure everything is at room temperature. To speed up the ripening process of the bananas, I microwaved them a night before and left them on the countertop. In the morning, they were completely black on the outside and I tasted them and they were super ripe in the morning, and the previous night they were not as ripe. So to speed up the ripening process of the bananas, microwave them like for 10 seconds and then leave them on the countertop overnight, and the next morning they will be ripe. So here I'm mashing the bananas with the fork, but the fork was taking too long to mash them, so I will get my another kitchen tool to mash these bananas. Let me be right back with it. My potato masher, it worked really great with these bananas. Since there were a lot of bananas, around 6 bananas, it worked really great in mashing these bananas. Now that the bananas are mashed nicely, I will now start adding eggs. Now I'm done crushing those 12 eggs into the batter and I will whisk it nicely with a fork now. Once the eggs are added and mixed, I will start adding the oats flour one by one, but I found it difficult adding by one hand and mixing with the other, so I'm gonna call in some help here. So here Amit is coming and putting in the oats flour. So I'm gonna add 3 cups of oats flour, 1 cup I added and 2 cups he came and added. So again guys, keep in mind the ratio: 1 banana, 2 eggs, half a cup of oats flour. I had 6 bananas, so I added 12 eggs and 3 cups of oats flour. Oh my, I did not keep my the camera angle in mind, and my hand keeps on blocking the camera. Anywho, let's go over to the next step. This step is completely optional: almond milk. So almond milk or any type of milk will bring so much richness in your banana pancakes. If you think your batter is too thick or it is not spreading by itself on the pan, you can add this almond milk. I am adding it because we really like the richness. It has a little bit of vanilla flavor and it really complements the flavor of the pancakes. You can use normal dairy milk, whatever milk you want. I'm just using almond milk because I have it in my refrigerator. I'm trying to go through it, and also it adds in variety to the diet. My son already drinks normal regular cow milk. It's just adding variety to his diet. You can literally use any kind of milk you want. It really gives that rich texture to the pancakes. It makes them really soft. Over here is adding 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, I generally just eyeball it because I have made it so many times, as I said before. Here you have to eat 2 teaspoons of cinnamon and you will actually start feeling the fragrance. So the final step and final tip is to let the batter sit for at least half an hour so that all the ingredients are combined nicely. So after half an hour, you can see the batter has become a little thick and viscous and all the ingredients are combined nicely. Let's heat up a pan and lightly braise it with butter. If you are making pancakes, guys, make them in butter. The taste is amazing. It will not come with any oil, any olive oil, or any other kind of oil. The taste really comes out with butter. So grease the pan lightly with butter and pour the batter. Pan shouldn't be too hot and the batter should spread on it by itself. You'll give it a nice little shake so that it's spread more throughout the pan, because I will be making big pancakes. I'm not doing small pancakes here because I've learned from the past there is no point in making small pancakes. I know what portion everybody eats and it's easier for me to make a pancake this big. It's easier to serve and it's easier to store. So I make pancakes this size, but seriously, you are at your liberty. You can make pancakes whatever size you want. You can see when the pancake is ready, it literally slides around the pan, and also you will be seeing me using a spoon. That is because my actual spatula that I use for my pancakes is broken, and I'm not going to the grocery store, and I really don't believe in ordering them online because I really need to feel my ladles and spatulas to actually buy them. So I have a better control. I have a good control with a spoon, but literally you can use any spatula. You need not need a spoon. There is no logic over here or hack over here behind using the spoon. I'm just using it for my convenience. I have better control, but you can literally use whatever spatula you are comfortable with. So you can see that it has started browning up. Always pour the batter on a medium to low heated pan and then crank up the heat, and when the pancake is about to be ready, lower the heat. So that is what I did over here. You can see I'm making a pan sized pancake over here because that is what the portions are actually needed in my home when the boy starts, their breakfast. It is easier for me to serve. It is easier for me to store. So this is the size of pancake that I make. But again, guys, you are at your liberty regarding the size of the pancakes. Now comes the blueberry pancakes. You can see I have made a blueberry pancake over here, and blueberry has spread evenly throughout the pancakes. So I microwave them and I just crush them lightly with my spoon so that their juices are flowing out. There are two ways to do this. You can either just pick up with a spoon and spread it on each and every pancake. I was doing it because I was doing the count of the blueberry pancakes, how much I'm gonna make, and with the leftover batter I was going to make regular banana pancakes. So I am spreading blueberries one by one, but if you want blueberry pancakes, you can just pour that mixture of microwave blueberries with the juices oozing out directly into your batter and start making the blueberry pancakes. This is how they look like frozen. I froze a lot of pancakes. Like I made around 40 of these from that batter. So half of them we were eating and half of them I froze. Frozen pancakes looks like this. And this is something I popped in my refrigerator because my son keeps on asking and I give it to him as a snack. So these ones I popped it in the refrigerator. They are good for like 1 week, and these are good for like even up to 3 months, but mine will get over in another month. I know that for sure. So to give you an idea, this is how they look like frozen, and I keep them like this in my refrigerator. Guys, the next meal prep that I am going to be doing is a simple vegetarian meal prep. Very simple vegetarian recipes, simple grab and go, make ahead kind of meals which are very helpful in this back to school times. So if you're interested in those kind of videos, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that you do not miss out on that video again. And thank you so much for watching. Take care.